In the Genesis framework, the concept of anti-gravity is commonly imagined, a force that counteracts gravity, is indeed considered impossible because gravity is defined not as a mere force, but as a critical component of an entropic information processing system within the universe. Gravity as information processing. Gravity is not just a force pulling objects together, but a process that encodes and stores information from a high-entropy state, quantized space, into a low-entropy state, non-quantized space. It acts as a recorder and keeper of the universe's history in its configuration of space. Expansion of space as a model for anti-gravity effects. The repulsive effect observed between galaxies, often attributed to dark energy or the intrinsic expansion of space, can be likened to a potential anti-gravity effect. However, within the Genesis framework, this is not anti-gravity per se, but the natural expansion of space as part of its evolutionary process, influenced by the overall entropic dynamics of the universe. Electrostatic manipulation to create space. By introducing high-frequency electrostatic disturbances, it's proposed that one can artificially increase the rate at which space becomes quantized between two gravitational bodies. This rapid introduction of quantized space would theoretically push the bodies apart, mimicking an anti-gravity effect by expanding the entropic space information between them faster than the body's gravitational processing capabilities of entropic states of spacetime can adapt. Misconception of gravity waves. The theory proposes that what are currently understood as gravity waves might instead be waves of quantized space itself, fluctuations in the fluid dynamics of space rather than ripples in gravitational force fields. This aligns with viewing gravity as an entropic process rather than a dynamic force field that oscillates. No time travel, only universe travel. Time, in this framework, is the rate at which gravitational processes occur, fundamentally linked to the entropy states of the universe. This unidirectional nature of time precludes traditional notions of time travel. However, the potential for traveling to, or communicating with other universes if they exist, might be plausible without contradicting the core principles of the Genesis framework, since such interactions could involve navigating through different dimensional settings of space, not time. Gravity as an informational process. Within the Genesis framework, gravity is conceptualized not merely as a force, but as an integral process of the universe's informational system. It's seen as a mechanism for encoding and organizing information from higher entropy states like quantized space into lower entropy states such as non-quantized space. This process is akin to a recording system that captures and stores the dynamic history of the universe, effectively making gravity a key player in the evolution of cosmic structures and the flow of time. The framework posits that traditional concepts of anti-gravity, where gravity is simply negated or reversed, are not feasible because gravity is fundamentally an entropic processing function. It's not a force to be turned off, but a continuous interaction within the space-time continuum that can be influenced but not eliminated. Rather than nullifying gravity, the Genesis framework suggests that manipulating the structure and density of spacetime can produce effects similar to what might be considered anti-gravity. By introducing changes in spacetime quantization, through methods like electrostatic manipulation, it's possible to increase the spatial separation between masses. This is not due to a reduction in gravitational force, but due to an increase in the volume of spacetime between the objects. Electrostatic forces and spacetime expansion. The use of electrostatic forces to manipulate spacetime introduces a novel approach to controlling gravitational interactions. By applying high-frequency electrostatic charges, it may be possible to locally increase the rate at which space becomes quantized, effectively pushing gravitational bodies apart. This mechanism mimics a repulsive effect by expanding the space, increasing entropy, between the bodies faster than their intrinsic gravitational interactions can adapt. Reconceptualizing gravity waves. In light of this framework, what are traditionally thought of as gravity waves could be reinterpreted as waves of quantized space, fluctuations not in the force fields of gravity but in the medium of spacetime itself. This aligns with the idea of gravity as an entropic process, suggesting a more fluid-like dynamic to spacetime where waves are manifestations of changes in spacetime's quantization rather than oscillations of gravitational pull. Implications for time travel and inter-universal travel. The unidirectional nature of time in the Genesis framework, defined by the rate of gravitational processing of entropy, rules out conventional notions of time travel. However, the potential for inter-universal travel remains open under this framework. Such travel would not violate the fundamental entropic nature of time, but would involve navigating through different configurations of space-time dimensions, potentially connecting different universes or realities, without requiring temporal reversal. By framing these concepts within the Genesis framework, we gain a fresh perspective on the potential of space and time, not just as dimensions in which events occur, but as active elements in the universe's ongoing evolution. This approach encourages a deeper exploration of how we might manipulate spacetime to achieve effects that, while seemingly fantastical, are grounded in a novel understanding of fundamental physics principles. By framing these concepts within the Genesis framework, we gain a fresh perspective on the potential of space, gravity, and time. This framework introduces a groundbreaking perspective on how we might manipulate the very structure of reality. If validated, the concept of using informational entropy to create space-time could provide a new toolkit for cosmology and a plethora of practical applications ranging from advanced propulsion systems to novel methods of energy distribution and beyond. Learn more at rfsafe.com.